Queen Rhaenyra Targaryen had fallen into her half-brother's perfectly sprung trap, with no chance or way of escape. The moment she stepped through the gates of Dragonstone, her fate was sealed. Septon Eustace, a man who had no love for the Queen, tells us Rhaenyra laughed when she beheld the ruin of Sunfire the Golden Dragon, the most splendid dragon ever to take to the skies, now nothing more than a broken ruin on his deathbed. Whose work is this? We must thank him, the Queen mocked. Mushroom, who had much love for the Queen, tells a very different tale altogether. In his account, Rhaenyra says, "How has it come to this? Perhaps in these final moments, the Queen finally saw the farce the Dance of the Dragons had become, with both sides broken while mourning countless personal losses." Both accounts agree that the next words were spoken by the king. "Sister," he called down from the balcony. Unable to walk or even stand, he had been carried there in a chair, his broken legs strapped up. The hip shattered at the Battle of Rook's Rest had left Aegon bent and twisted. His once handsome features had grown puffy from milk of the poppy, and burn scars covered half of his body. Yet Rhaenyra knew him at once, and said, "Dear brother, I had hoped you were dead." "After you," Aegon answered. "You are the elder. I am pleased to know that you finally remember that," Rhaenyra answered. "It would seem we are your prisoners, but do not think that you will hold us long. My little lords will find me. If they search the seven hells, may perhaps," the king made answer. His men tore Rhaenyra from her son's arms. Some accounts say it was Sir Alfred Broom who had hold of her arm. Others named the two Toms, Tanglebeard the father and Tangletongue the son. Sir Marsden Waters stood witness as well, now clad in a white cloak. The King Aegon had named him to his Kingsguard for his valour whilst taking Dragonstone. Yet neither Waters nor other knights present in the yard spoke a word of protest as King Aegon II delivered his half-sister to his dragon. Sunfire, it is said, did not seem at first to take any interest in the offering until Broom pricked the Queen's breast with a dagger. The smell of blood roused the injured dragon, who sniffed at Rhaenyra, then bathed her in a blast of flame, so sudden that Sir Alfred's cloak caught fire as he leapt away. Rhaenyra Targaryen had time to raise her head towards the sky and shriek out one last curse upon her half-brother before Sunfire's jaws closed around her, tearing off her arm and shoulder. Septon Eustace tells us the golden dragon devoured the Queen in 6 bites, leaving only her left leg below the shins. Alinda Massey, youngest and gentlest of Rhaenyra's ladies-in-waitings, supposedly gouged her own eyes out at the sight, whilst the Queen's son, Aegon the Younger, watched in horror, unable to move or even look away. Rhaenyra Targaryen, the realm's delight and half-year queen, passed from this vale of tears upon the 22nd day of the 10th moon of the 130th year after Aegon's conquest. She was 33 years of age. Sir Alfred Broom argued for killing Prince Aegon as well, but King Aegon forbid it. Only 10, the boy might yet have value as a hostage, he declared. Though his half-sister was dead, she still had supporters in the field who might need to be dealt with before his grace could hope to sit the Iron Throne again. So Prince Aegon was manacled at the neck, wrists and ankles, and led down to the dungeons under Dragonstone. Late Queen's ladies-in-waiting, being of noble birth, were given cells in the Sea Dragon Tower, there to await ransom. "The time for hiding is done," King Aegon II declared. "Let the ravens fly that the realm may know that the pretender is dead, and their true king is coming home to reclaim his father's throne." The legacy of Rhaenyra Targaryen, the realm's delight and queen for half a year, is one of betrayal, lost potential, and grief. Rhaenyra's 3 eldest sons all died fighting for her cause during the Dance of the Dragons. This was bound to factor into her mental decline and depression during the last weeks of her life. If she lost the war, the loss of her sons, the death of her friends and family would all have been for nothing. But the war was not over, because she still had one son left, her eldest by Prince Daemon, Aegon the Younger. The young prince was still a threat to Aegon II, giving his enemies a banner to rally around. Queen Rhaenyra was dead, killed in the most brutal way by Sunfire, but the Dance of the Dragons was far, far from over, and before it would end, there would only be more loss and grief for House Targaryen. Neither Rhaenyra or Aegon II are remembered well in the histories of Westeros, and Rhaenyra has become synonymous with her brutal death at the hands of her half-brother in view of her young son.